So you got this thing and you go doing, doing. Welcome back to D-Mop Garage. We are working back on the Okrasa motor, not the Millie Bug. We're waiting for the engine for that one, but anyway, let's come through and I'll show you what's going on. I'm doing some powder coating today, so we've got a whole lot of bits and pieces here that we need to... We've actually sandblasted them already, and a bit of brake clean on them to make sure they've got no oil residue. And yeah, so we've got some rocker covers. I've also done the custom vent, that Okrasa vent that goes through the back of the rocker cover. It basically sits like that on the engine. So we've got those. We also have the Berg sump, which that's going to get ready to put on. We've done our gold treatment. Disregard, these are just for the Penrose build. They're going to get powder coated too. And we also have some stuff in the oven already. So a little bit of tinware in here, and that's almost ready to come out. That's just a satin black we're doing. I didn't set up the huge oven. I just thought, yeah, we've only got small parts. We'll just use the small oven. It's a lot easier to do that. And obviously running our Cool Coat 3.0 machine, which I got that a while back now, but it works really well. It's only, you know, it's a middle of the range kind of powder coating machine. It's not an expensive one, but it's not a cheapie either. Price wise for that system, I think it was about $2,000, something like that. So it works really well. The gun works really well. I've only got the small pot on it. Just, you know, just put the powder in that, and that's good enough. Or you can run the big hopper if you want to. Just set it up on here just to do some quick bits and pieces so we can continue. We'll go and do these next. So we'll give those a final clean with some brake clean and blow them off with the hot torch, and then we can powder coat them. All right. Righto, fresh out of the powder coating oven, those parts, and we've just got the rocker covers. Came out nice. It's good to be able to do this stuff at home, not have to send it out. And we're going to do these velocity stacks for the Penrose 2276 motor. So we're going to powder coat those too. So let's get them going. Okay, so those parts are complete. These came up really nice. All right, we'll take this stuff back up to Oven Boy's place. Let's go. Okay, guys, we're back at Oven Boy's place and back onto the Okrasa motor. Let's go and have a look. And as you can see, I've done a little bit more since we were gone. Put on that cover plate for the front pulley, and also the Berg extra oil. Yeah, that came up pretty good. And next thing we're going to do now is we've got a little bit more polishing to do on the heads, and also I just want to clean up the insides of these manifolds a little bit more. So let's bolt off the heads now and get them sorted out, and then we can continue. It's fun facts here again. We are doing some CCing of these Okrasa heads. Now, I've had them at home. You guys would have seen me do all the porting, and now we're going to put some green Australian honey in there.
So, yeah, Australian honey, it's gone off a little bit, but yeah. So, I think this, I can't even remember what it was. It's food colouring in water or glycol. I can't even remember what it is, but it's been in there for about 10 years. Fresh, it should have matured by now. Okay, so we're going to show, this is a DOP stick or whatever you call them. It's for when you lap your valves in. So, as you can tell, the back of the valve's got finger marks and grit and crap, and I told them to keep it clean, but there's all sorts of shit in there. So it doesn't matter at this point in time. So we're going to do a test fit, and I want to show you that when you put the valve in, right, it's supposed to seal, right, airtight. So if liquid goes through, it's not airtight. Okay, got a strong magnetic base on this thing, graduated pipette. If I put juice in the chamber, I'm not reading anything at the moment, just putting juice in the chamber to see if the valves leak on their own. Because you have to pour this in and out and all that sort of stuff. So if you start getting green goop coming out the ports, it means that they need lapping. And there's no juice coming out. I'm pretty impressed with that. Okay, so that's pretty good. So Nick hasn't lapped them in yet. So it's just a bit of a valve grinding paste on the back and just back and forth to make them fit. They
wouldn't have been done at the factory.
Well, you can tell on the back of the valve straight away. It hasn't been, it's machine finish.
Ah, okay.
After you lap it, I'll show you. We'll do a
it's got more of a coarse, gritty feel.
Yeah, it's got lapping paste in it.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's not leaking, which is good. Okay. Lapping paste. So basically put oil on your dipstick there, make sure it's not dry. Never get it down the valve guide. That should be oiled, Nick.
Yes, here we go. So a little bit of oil on the shaft.
And definitely no valve grinding paste. Get in the hole, Paul, come on, you can do this. I know it's been a while.
There you go.
Okay, so if it feels like there's something on it, stop and clean it out. Okay, so basically with the valve grinding, the paste is on the back of the thing. You just back and forth, then turn it quarter of a turn, back and forth, light pressure. This is the way I do it. It's probably not the right way. Never got trained to do this, but this is what I do.
I've done the same thing many years ago on the V8 Leyland motor.
So you're sort of spiralling it in as you go.
Yep.
And a light finish, and we'll get a clean rag and we'll see what's happened. So this is what shows you where the valve's actually seating on the valve.
Okay.
See the grind mark now? See the course?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's telling you that that's round for one, so the valve's good. And you can do the same on the seat. You want to see where it's finishing on the seat too.
Yep.
Sorry, I just get the goop off. That's all it needs, because these have been cut. They're clean. They're new.
Yeah.
Have a look in there. Let's see what it looks like. Does it look round all the way around? Should be. You should be able to see the grind mark right around and where it's sitting in the seat.
Yep.
Yeah?
That looks good.
Cool. So that's done. That's one.
Okay.
Okay, so it should be sitting on... It's really good. If it sits on the edge of this, right, that means your valve is opened up nicely.
Right.
So if it was in here, you got the slipper restriction to get past when it's flowing.
Right.
I don't know how it goes but it means the valve's sitting nicely in the seat. For me, that's for performance anyway.
Yep.
For a street one, I don't know if you care too much about it. But anyway, yeah, that's it. We'll go through and do all those. No green goops come through, so that means straight from the cut, pretty good.
Right. Yeah. Right. Okay, fellas, so we've left this for a couple of minutes, and lo and behold, look what's happened.
The goops
We have green coming out the exhaust port, which means...
They haven't been lapped.
Yeah, they haven't...
We're going to lap these ones, see if it makes a difference.
Yes.
So I'm going to put some goop in that now.
Unless it... Yeah, no.
The vibration may have done it.
Well, it could have, yeah, true.
There's no spring pressure on it, but... I mean, that's water. It hasn't got a... If you put detergent in it,
yeah,
it'll really tell you.
Because it's slippery.
Surface tension changes, yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. But anyway.
There you go. All right. So we're tipping liquids in.
It's going in. Now there's Vaseline behind the valves and stuff like that. And this thing here. We're looking for the air bubble. Where is it going to form? So you can tell from where the chamber's filling up now, it might be towards the spark plug. Yeah? You think?
Don't know.
You don't want air bubbles in there. So basically, you've got to put it where the air bubble forms. So this might be a wasted throw, but at least we get an idea where we're going.
What, you can't tip it to the edge?
You don't want to shake it too much. I think the spark plug's going to be our weak point. Yeah, that's where the bubble's going to. See, it's almost at the top here and there. So I'm going to rotate that around just before we start wetting the area on the... Just move that for 6 Nick.
You probably won't be able to rotate. Oh, no, there you go. A bit difficult.
Yeah, it's hard later. It'll be consistent for it's just to find the air bubble leak at the moment. Okay, so we want that to form a bubble, and we want the bubble... I'll go straight over this plug, because that seems like...
Oh, because that's... Yeah, I see what you're going to do. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. What, does it? Cool.
It does.
That's a change.
Making sense.
Yeah. So I keep going until I get a meniscus. I want to just keep it consistent, so usually I go to the top of the perspex. I haven't done these chambers before on a head like this. See, it just fills up suddenly.
Yeah.
And your air... That's your air port there.
Right.
So that's where we want them. That's where we want this thing to be at that point.
Right.
But look, see how it's been machined, and the chamber's not taking up completely yet because I haven't used these chambers before. We might end up with an air bubble in there, which is what I don't want.
Right, because it'll give you an inaccurate reading.
Yeah, that's right. So we might have to rock the head to get it to that position, or set the head up.
It's looking all right.
Look, it's all right actually. So that one drop there, I would say, would take up that mark there. Just looking at it. So you look at the meniscus sideways.
Yeah.
Can you see the bubble sideways?
Yeah, and it's got...
Flush with the perspex.
Yep.
Okay, that's our finish point. That bubble's already come through the measurement, that drop.
Right.
But I reckon that drop will compensate for that. So you need to read off what you got there and tell me what you've got.
It is...
Because we started at 0, you said.
51, 52, 53.
Okay, so 53 cc's.
Yeah.
And yet it's marked at 49 there, so we've increased it by 4 cc's.
Right.
Wow. 50...
Well, 50 is right on there.
152, 53. Okay, I
Yeah.
got that. 53. Yeah. Okay. So 53, and that number is cylinder number...
Ooh.
4, so it'll have to be...
3.
Yeah, it makes sense to me too.
Yeah.
So we put the final number in, which is 53 point nothing.
Right. It's definitely 53.
Minus 0. Is it 53.0? Can you calibrate that differently?
No, it's right on the. It's bang right on 53.
Okay, 53 minus 0. So you got 53 as your chamber volume for that one, okay?
Right.
That's your titration minus 53.
Now we'll move on to the next one.
2 hours later.
We are on to barrels and pistons. Now, before we get on to barrels and pistons, this motor had to completely come apart completely and put it back together because of the Berg sump. Now, what had happened is when they cast these things, of course, there's sand inside them and they don't wash them out. And of course,
They do, but probably not to the
extent. So I had actually gone and rested this onto the motor as a mock-up, and as it was upside down, and of course the grit got into the motor. So we discovered it as we were just about to put the distributor on.
Oven boy discovered it.
Yes, he gets the credit.
So what's those crunchy bits on your camshaft doing?
Yeah, so we were like, oh no. So the whole thing had to get pulled apart, cleaned again, and then of course we went and got the sump and washed it and got all the casting sand. You think they'd do that at the factory, but no. I wonder how many people have blown up engines by just putting the parts on and not...
Most people would check that, Nick, before they put them there.
Well, I did check it, but it was too late. That was the problem. Anyway, we are on to this part now. This is the fun part, when we have circlips flying across the room into our eyeballs.
Yeah, no, that one didn't fly. It's all good.
Okay.
So I'm locking into the arrow side because we're going to hit the pin this way.
Now, a quick explanation for the folks at home. Why is there a chamfer on the piston?
Okay, because there's a chamfer on your head because the piston's protruded past the barrels.
Right.
And so it made the contour to fit into the head. Show the head.
Show the head. So this is a little trick that you can do. And this is because
we didn't do this. It was done by another man who machined it for us. That lip there.
You can see in there is a little 20-degree chamfer on it.
I don't know, probably.
Something like that.
You have to ask Daniel.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to fit into that, give it clearance. Otherwise, that would have hit the head.
Yep.
Okay.
Correct. So
protruded past it. Good. But anyway, I've never done one of these things before, so we'll find out. We haven't blown it up yet.
No. That's coming. We're going to put you guys on the tripod and you are going to watch us put some barrels and pistons in. Right, this is ready to get gooped, so I can grab that one.
Go goopy.
Because we're only going to put one in, or we're going to put them both in, don't we?
We're going to put two sides.
Yeah.
One side in at a time, two of them at a time.
Okay, so if I just sit it right there and then I get my goop and just start to make this come out. Don't need a lot of it. That's probably enough. Is it good? Yes, it's nice and goopy. And we're going to do a little smear along the bottom, like so. We don't want to get too much on, a bit more. Right, so that's about how much of the RTV heat-proof silicone that we put on. You've got an oil dripping everywhere, which is not good. All right, we're going to put these in a second. So this is what we're doing, fellas. This is the part that it kind of sucks a bit.
It does when I come from out of rubber.
When we're not organised, this is what happens. It's chaos, mayhem and bedlam all at once. You can see we've got our heat-proof silicone. This is what we're using, if anyone wants to know. Permatex red RTV silicone high temperature gasket maker. Resists up to 650 Fahrenheit. There you go. Okay, so what's going on?
Well, it's midnight here back in the shack.
Okay. It's getting close to midnight.
We found an interesting problem. We were told it had been mocked up, but we found that the piston's hitting the crankshaft, basically. So we've got issues. So long stroke, short rods, long skirts, interference issues. So basically that's hitting the crankshaft, right? Now it's counterweighted, so it's actually hitting this part too. Scary stuff, okay? So we could shade the skirt off. So we have, in effect, shade the skirt off.
So
to a point. So what we're doing is we're making, if you can, you can't hear it though, because you've got the microphone. Can you shove it in the port?
I could actually put the microphone in the port. Hang on a sec.
So has been taking his long, put it in the cylinder. So I'll get it to position. If you can hear that scraping, it's hitting the side of the piston skirt on the crankshaft. So Nico's been playing modify that. So we've ended up with...
We'll show you in a second what we've had to do to the pistons.
Been doing for the last 12 hours.
Yeah, pretty much.
Piece by piece, bit by bit, little by little.
You can see
yellow banding to what we've done. So you can see the side skirts and you can see the depth
that
he's modified. So let's take it to that lip.
So
that boss out.
3 mil?
Yeah, we
2.5.
We're trying to not go too thin there because we don't want the piston cracking and breaking under loading stress of the high RPM motor that he's making. So yeah, so he's actually had to take out a fair bit. I'm hoping it's not too much. Well, we'll find out. So anyway, yeah. So we've been going piece by piece. And you can see the paint's been scraping off in motion.
So we're just clearancing as we're going along to make sure that...
when we've got it done and it works for all positions in the right direction, we're going to take this as a template, and Nico's going to have weekend homework and...
Weekend homework, all right.
And then at the end, they all come back and we get them balanced.
Yep, we have to rebalance them, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So that's
cool.
where we're at.
All right, so I will be at home and doing this stuff. We'll see you soon. Right, well, I'm back from home and I have clearanced all the skirts. We weighed them on the scales. We got them all perfect. And you can see they are back installed in the motor. So everything is bolted in and we have turned it all over. We do have a little ping noise every now and again. Now I think what that is the rockers have to be shimmed and we're going to do some testing with that. We have to put the flywheel on because we've got this front and back slop that we're dealing with. So I think that's what that little ping noise is. But we're going to find out very shortly when we put the flywheel on and get all the shims in there and get that all sorted out. And yeah, she's looking good. Got the fuel pump bolted on, just temporarily, that's not on there. What we do have to do with the front pulley, it's actually going on too far. So I have some spaces here. It's probably going to need 2 shims, I think, just to bring it out because it was getting very close to touching just here. So we'll put those in. And I do have a new front pulley because the one I had was not going to work. So that's brand new. And yeah, we are getting there. So let's continue on this build. All right, look who's turned up, everybody. Someone that works. All right, we've got a little bit more done, just a few little componentry. We're going to test some stuff for fuel, but we're doing shims at the moment for the flywheel, and we're trying to count, and nothing's happening.
I can't count part 3, but I want to count a little bit more.
So we're trying.
So we're looking for 31 thou in a combined unit, right?
And the biggest I got was 30 thou.
I got 31, 32 there. 31, that would probably be our hookup. Okay, so yeah, we had that measured to 30. We put the clearances 4 thou. We want to add a paper gasket for sealing, which will add another 1.9 in its compressed state to the clearance, which brings us up to 5.9 if we add the 2 together. Is that right, for my maths?
Mm-hmm.
And so we want to make this bigger to take up the clearance that's giving us. And by doing that, if we put this back in under the flywheel at 32,
yep.
Right, our original one was 30, or 27, it might be too much. You said, might be someone? Okay.
Well, I had 28 on that, so...
28, yeah, 28 there, which is what you got, 28.
Yeah.
So 32 might be too much. We only want to get to 30, so it's 29. Or 28's not far off, isn't it? I think what we had before was too big. And the shims are between 9 and 10 thou. That's what we want, 30.
30.
So that should do it.
Okay.
Okay.
That was my original first one that I put in, believe it or not. I did because I wrote it down here.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
That would have been the one to go for. So
well, I put it in and I got a feeling I jammed it up though because I didn't have any movement. I was like, oh, something's not right here.
So when it's all together, without the paper gasket, we should have 3 thou.
Right, okay.
Right? And then with the paper gasket, which is 1.9, should bring us just under 5 thou,
right,
which is ideal.
Okay.
Right. Okay, we'll give it a go and see where we end up.
All right.
And we get that blowfly that's buzzing around in here, that'd be great.
Have a look and see what's going on over here, everybody.
Can someone tell me what I'm doing?
We're playing around with copper. This is our fuel lines. We've got our nice little Okrasa fuel filter here. It's a very special one.
Nico's new tool.
And we've got a little pipe bendy tool here, and we've got some wire for a template, and we are bending just to make some plumbing. We're going to do one copper wire, copper fuel line going to here, and then we've got to run another one going around the back over the top into this one. And
we've got no idea what we're doing.
Pretty much, we're giving it a red hot go, as you guys know. And we got our flywheel sorted out, so we've got the right clearance. Oh, you can hear that little bing. Listen.
Quality crankshaft. Right.
Look at that, eh?
Flywheel.
Flywheel. It's one of those things. And we've got a little linkage set up here at the back. This is all the Porsche 356 stuff. Of course, I've had to copy it all and make these little brackets because I didn't have. Anyway, we'll bring you back in when we get these copper lines done. Okay, guys, we've got a little bit more done. As you can see, we've got our nice little Fram filter on there. And I'm just going to take we got the copper lines finished for the fuel. I'm just going to take them home and clean them up and polish them and bring them back. Flywheel is done. We've got our shims in there. Next is going to be, I think we've just got to get, the fan belt, get all this sorted. Get the oil cooler, this guy here. We've got to get him mounted, but we've got some issues with those rubber seals. We've got two different sizes, in the 36 size in the block and this size, so we've got to find the appropriate little rubber grommet because the ones that they supplied do not fit. So that's another bit of a hassle. But we're getting there slowly. I think that's probably going to do it for this episode, and we will see you guys in the next one on the Okrasa build. So yeah, thanks again for the new subscribers, and we'll see you in another video.